Somebody has quite philosophically said, and I don't know who, and if you know, please tell me out. The saying goes like this: if your past looks more beautiful, more charming than your future, rest assured that your old age has started. Do you want to give me time? Do you want me to give you time so that you can decide whether your past is more beautiful than your future? No. Oh, no? You want to know about me? Okay, let me tell you that my past is beautiful. Joseph Stephen, you think I'm old?
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at all. I'm not old. Why? Because my future is more beautiful. My future is more charming. Why? Because it is wrapped in hope. It lies on the foundation, a strong foundation, enthralling foundation of challenges. It is built on the heavy pedestal of hope. I hunt joys. I pursued hope, and I'm the predator of happiness. In the words of a famous Victorian poet, Robert Browning, snatch happiness even from the jaws of death. And this is what I've been doing. Toastmaster of the evening, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening.
I was born in the bosom of nature, in a small, serene and quiet village, situated in the bed of mountains. Most of the villagers were either farmers and defense forces or working abroad. My father had a big land, and my grandfather was in British Army. He was an enthralling traveler. When I was a child, he used to tell me his travelogues, his stories, rather enthralling stories of his journey across the world, which instilled in me travel media. He motivated me to travel across the world. Since my childhood, I was a voracious reader. Perhaps this was the reason I stood first from 1st standard to 10th standard in my school. I will show you one of the glimpses of the honor board where my name is there. Wow. Yes. So my parents wanted me to be a doctor. You know, this is our common problem being in Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. Parents want their children to be doctors or engineers. Am I right?
Yes.
So, but I proved to be a square peg in a round hole. I was not born to be a doctor. I didn't perform well in my 11th and 12th standard. I passed in 2nd division. By then, I was mature enough to decide about my future. I took admission in BA, English Language and Literature, and passed with flying colors. Then I took admission in MA. I worked very hard. I used to study for 15 hours every day, and I still remember that day it's as fresh as a rose when I stood first in the department. The following month, I got a job in the Manatee College as English Language Lecturer. I worked there for 2.5 years. By then, it was 2004, one of my Afghani friends who was a doctor in the American Army. He submitted my CV there, and I was called. I was selected, and I was offered a huge amount with American green card on the condition of 3 years fulfillment of my job. They needed a translator, you know, from English to Pashto, as Dr. Ali mentioned today morning. national language of Afghanistan is Pashto. It is my mother's tongue. So those days, some translators were shot dead. And then I saved my skin. I didn't sign the contract. I left, and the following month I went to the Maldives. You know, Maldives is one of the most beautiful countries of the world. It's a must-visit country. The glorious time of my life I spent in Maldives, just 10 years, because I just show you some of my Maldives pictures. Those who spend time in the Maldives, they will know it.
Oh, is this?
Yes.
Oh,
I loved snorkeling. Most of the time I used to float in the sea. I learned swimming from my Canadian colleague. She was our swimming teacher. So then, anyhow, since I'm from the cold region, we have snowfalls back home, and this was a tropical environment. And I couldn't spend more time. I spent only 2 years there, and then I said bye-bye to the Maldives and came back. Okay, so I want to conclude because I have